Isn't it the same, or is it like how much different is it from boiling versus pressurizing?
Um, it all depends on how salty the water is to start. I've got a graph. I could show it up, or I'll
We
send it
can
to you. But
we
it's
can actually throw it up in like the post show notes for the audience to look at. Definitely.
great. Yeah, we'll throw it up. So basically, if your water is above a certain salinity, above a couple, maybe 5 to 10 times saltier than the sea, then it is most efficient to desalinate it. Basically, there's not so much water left in the solution, and so just a little bit of evaporation, you got all the water out. It's the most efficient at some point. And then as you come down in salinity, it becomes most efficient to use reverse osmosis, and that's kind of anywhere within maybe 10 grams per liter, within 30% of seawater. You want to use reverse osmosis.
Got it. Okay. So I'll bring you back to where you were with the explanation of reverse osmosis. It's the opposite of what nature wants, where you're going from freshwater to saltwater. You mentioned that you have to have 800 psi of pressure to push it through this filter-like membrane to basically separate the salt. Only the H2O goes through. What happens now?
Exactly. When this was brought out, it was vastly more efficient than distillation for like seawater and anything less salty than seawater. This was the most efficient choice. It's not a perfect solution in that you now have to replace filters. Just like any filter, like these membranes don't last forever. They'll clog. They could even burst if you get the pressure wrong in the system. And the membranes themselves are quite sensitive. So you got to make sure you get the feed water super clean. So you want to kill all biologics coming in, so your membrane stays fresh and nothing grows in it. And some of the chemicals that you use to clean the water, like chlorine is the most common one to kill biologic stuff in the water. That will like melt the membrane. So typically an RO plant will have like prefiltration, chlorination, dechlorination, and then reverse osmosis. So you gain a lot of efficiency, but there's still some drawbacks in terms of like labor and OpEx to keep the things going. So those are like the most common ways to do it.
If you want to listen to Liquid Assets, you can find us at liquidassets.cc or anywhere else you get your podcasts or on YouTube today.